I don't want to end without spending a minute on the trans stuff. You guys are really good and have really been leaders on that at a time when it was very controversial to say what was real. And we just had a disappointing result in New Hampshire as the House there was taking up this bill that would have banned boys from girls' public school sports. And the Senate, as I understand it, there was a Senate bill, and now that the House took it up, and person after person got up there to try to dissuade these House members from passing this bill, demanding that instead the boys be allowed to run in the girls' races and play in the girls' sports. There was one boy who poses as a girl trying to make this point, Maël Jacques. This person is crushing all the girls right now in his chosen sport, posing as a girl. And so needless to say, he was against the ban. Take a listen to SOT 23.
Throughout my entire life, sports have been an integral part to my belonging, playing soccer since the age of 3. When I began my transition in the 6th grade, my school welcomed me onto the girls' team. This act of being able to be a part of the teams I belonged to allowed me to skip through the phase of social ostracization as the other girls accepted me for who I was. Being part of the team allowed me to be seen as normal, where everywhere else I could be perceived as a pariah. I didn't join sports with the goal of dominating competition or being better than anyone else. I joined because it's something I'm passionate about and enjoy. If banned from sports teams and locker rooms, joining the male teams wouldn't even be a choice for me with the bullying and threats I'd receive, let alone the mental anguish I'd go through being forced to be someone I'm not.
Yeah, you feel uncomfortable when you're forced to share a locker room with men. That's how women feel too. This guy won the girls' high jump in February at the New Hampshire Interscholastic Athletic Association Division II State Indoor Track and Field Championship. Won it. Finished first place with a 5'1" mark on the high jump. That was an inch better than any of his female competitors, but way below the lowest high jump in the boys' division, which was 5'8". So if he would, once again, girls' sports is not a solution for middling male athletes. And he's competed in 7 meets this year, and he's earned 6 first-place finishes for the high jump. So I'm sure he doesn't want that ability to go away. And sadly, I don't think it will, because they voted against the ban. Katie, your thoughts?
I haven't read the bill itself, so I'm going into this not fully informed. I mean, it is a more complex issue than I think just the way that it's more complex than either side, I think, has a tendency to sort of pose. I mean, if this kid transitioned and took puberty blockers never went through male puberty, there is a difference, a physiological difference between someone like Jazz Jennings, say, and someone like, I don't know, Leah Thomas, who did go through male puberty. And I think it's possible that the law should reflect that. And there's this tendency on the left.
Why should my daughter, who's 12, have to go in to the girls' locker room and see a boy with a penis changing up?
Do you think that, I totally understand where you're coming from, but you know who Jazz Jennings is, right?
Yeah, yes.
Do you think that Jazz Jennings should be using male facilities? Jazz Jennings should be a men's?
I do.
You think
I'm with
so?
Kelly J. Keene.
Okay, so even after having full sex reassignment, having a vaginoplasty, you think that?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, and so someone like, you know who Buck Angel is, right?
No, I don't know Buck Angel.
Okay, Buck Angel, he's a
very buff trans guy.
Very, very buff trans guy. He's a very famous trans man. He's a friend of ours. He's gender critical. You would like his politics. If you saw a picture of Buck, you would never in a million years think that Buck was born female. You wouldn't. And so under your sort of what you would like to see is you would like to see someone like Buck in the changing room with your daughter. I can guarantee you, I don't know your daughter, but I can guarantee you that most women are going to feel more comfortable with someone like Jazz Jennings in the locker room than someone like Buck Angel.
Well, you've made a leap that I didn't accept because it's different when it goes the other way. When you're talking about women who pose as men, it's just the safety threat is not present the way it is when it's a man posing as a woman. And you guys know all about the autogynephiles, not to mention the non-autogynephiles who are just male perverts who will exploit these rules, allowing access to our daughters' bathrooms and locker rooms. So yeah, I'm very, very firm no on it.
So do you think the law should be written so that no dicks in the ladies' room? They should write the law
Biological
like this,
men should not be allowed to access women's spaces, period.
Okay, but biological women should be allowed to access male spaces. Is that your position?
It's just not my threat. It's not my issue because there is no evidence of biological women who pose as men causing any sort of a threat to men. And I believe that in part is why men don't complain about this the way they do, the way we do, and they advocate on our behalf as well. And it's also there's not the same fairness issue when they cross over into sports.
No, I agree with you. But I read one article that your producer sent us about this, and there was one Republican legislator who said that the reason that he voted voted against this bill was because there was a clause in this particular bill that would also ban trans women, so trans boys, so natal females from competing in male sports. He said that was a threat to men's sports. And so I think it's a little bit more nuanced than both sides have a tendency to sort of say when it comes to this. I don't know. I'd be curious to get Jesse's take on this. Jesse, what do you think?
I agree with whatever Katie said, unless people later find it offensive, in which case I retroactively disavow it.
Smart man.
Let me tell you a story about a guy named Leo Grillo. Leo was on a road trip and came across a Doberman. This dog was severely underweight and clearly in trouble. Leo rescued the dog and named him Delta. Sadly, Delta was just one of many animals that needed help, and this inspired Leo to start Delta Rescue, the largest no-kill, care-for-life animal sanctuary in the world. They've rescued thousands of dogs, cats, and horses from the wilderness, and they provide their animals with shelter, love, safety, a home. April marks 45 years since Leo rescued Delta. Delta Rescue relies solely on contributions. If you would like caring for these animals to be part of your legacy, speak with your estate planner because there are tax benefits here. You can grow your estate while letting your love for animals live well into the future. Check out the estate planning tab on their website to learn more and speak with your advisor. We call dog a man's best friend for a reason. You can help those who need it most. Visit deltarescue.org today to learn more. That's deltarescue.org. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.